Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about a tool called Zapier. And what Zapier does, it allows you to connect two different applications. It actually lets you pick specifically what you'd like one tool to do that will create a trigger or action in another application to do something completely different. For today's showcase, I'm going to be showing you how to connect Dubsado to your favorite email marketing tool. In this case, I'm going to be using MailChimp. Okay, so what you need to do is log into Zapier.com and sign up using your Gmail or whatever email you have, and it will give you free zaps. So you can do up to 5 zaps for free, and each zap you can do 100 tasks. A task is how many times the zap actually goes. So in this example, we're going to say every time a client books an appointment with us and creates a project, please put that person's information into my email list. So you can do that 100 times a month, and that is one zap. So you can do up to 5 zaps. All right, so once you're on that home screen, as you can see, I have tons of zaps created and they're all turned off. And I'm going to create one and turn it on. So you can come in here just to check what you can do with what app. I like to play around with it a lot. And you can do multiple levels of Zap. So you can tell it, do this in this app and then do that in that app and come back and do this in a different app. You can be very, very specific, but then you're not on the free plan anymore. You have to upgrade your Zapier to a paid account. All right, so I'm going to be doing something on the free plan so that it's accessible to everyone. And all you have to do is go to make a zap here or create a zap here. So either way, it's the same thing. So all you hit is make a zap. And you have to log into whatever tools you're going to ask to be zapped. So make sure that you have your login information with you. So I'm going to click Dubsado because it already knows that I check for all the Dubsado zaps. So all you have to do is type Dubsado if it's not there. And I'm actually going to name my zap. I'm going to call this zap Dubsado to MailChimp. Or you can call it something that makes you remember exactly what it is. Okay. All right, so that's created. Okay, so we're going to select from the trigger event, which means what event do you want to happen to trigger an action in the other application. So the one I'm going to pick is new project as lead. So every time someone schedules an appointment with you in Dubsado, it creates a new project as a lead. It automatically does that. Okay, so this happens when the person fills out a lead capture form. So you want to make sure that that's the form that they're filling out. The other trigger options are when a contract is signed, or when a project status is updated, when a new payment is received, or when a new project adds a job. So you have to pick the one that you know that you want. So that's the event that I want. So once I click that, it's when I hit continue, it's going to ask me to sign into my Dubsado. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so with most applications for Zapier, all you have to do is log in, but with Dubsado, you have to generate a token. And it's super simple, I promise. So all you do is sign into your Dubsado outside of Zapier, go to your settings, go to integrations, go to Zapier, and click generate tokens. Click generate new token, copy the new token here, copied, and go back to your Dubsado. Go back to Zapier, put your token number in, press continue. Save and continue on your Zapier. And just like that, you're right away logged into Zapier in your Dubsado. Okay? So what it's going to do now, it's going to test your trigger. It's going to find the last time a lead was created in my account in Dubsado. So that's what it's saying here. We'll find a recent project in your Dubsado account. I'm going to test trigger. And this is for them to know that, and this is for me to know that I've used the right trigger as well. So perfect. I know that this person was my latest lead yesterday. And so I know it's doing exactly what I want it to do. Just ignore everything else. It's just filling out all the information about the client. Now I'm going to hit continue. Okay. And now I'm going to go to my action. So that was our trigger. And now we're going to tell it when that happens, what's the action I want. So I want it to create entry into my MailChimp, which is my email marketing platform. This also works if you wanted to just have a Google Sheet, right? So you could have a Google Sheet, you could tell it to create a new row in Google to capture all of your client information. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did. So I'm going to create what action event. Now MailChimp's gonna have a nice long list of options for me. So I'm going to tell it to add a subscriber. See all the things you can do? You could create a campaign, unsubscribe, add subscriber to tag, remove tag, a whole bunch of great stuff. But really all I want is to add this person to my subscriber list. See, it says, add a new subscriber to an audience of your choosing can be used to update an existing subscriber too. I'm going to hit continue. And again, it's going to ask me to log into MailChimp, which I'm going to do. If you already have it saved on your computer, it will go ahead and pull that information in. It's going to ask you to accept that Zapier wants to connect. And here I am. So now it's going to ask me to choose an account. Depending on how many different MailChimp accounts you have, you can go ahead and choose. You should have it all labeled in your MailChimp account, or you could use this for MailerLite. So give it a chance to load all your audiences. And then you're going to fill in the rest. This is the part where you're going to tell it, based on the information that was given in Dubsado, what information do you want it to pull into your MailChimp? Because maybe you don't want all the information. Maybe you just want name and email and phone number, or maybe you want everything to track it. So for subscriber email, I will go down to where it says email and click that. So it knows that's what I want. And if you click it twice, it will come twice. So it's really customizable. Double opt-in. Do you want to do double opt-in for this person? So for the double opt-in, it's going to send them an email again to ensure that they did want to subscribe to your list. Okay. So in my Dubsado, I ask them, would you like to receive information from Client Pro Club via email? And they say yes. So this is what double opt-in's for, if you want to ensure, because of course you have to have people's permission before you can email them. So it's going to ask you a bunch of questions. And really what I want to get to is name. So I want to put the first name and I want the last name. And what I like when we did that test is you have like a real life example to work with. I don't collect address, but I probably should. So it's only going to give you what the client put in. Okay, so I know I'm going to have, so these are the fields in my CRM. And so that's why they're coming up now. These are the fields in my email list, I mean. These are the column headers that I currently have. And so that's why it's coming up here and it's trying to ask me if any of these should be filled from whatever the client filled in from Dubsado. All right, so I wanted to get the phone number. That's the one I don't, oh, here it is, perfect, phone number. So I can put that in. And this gives an idea of what you should have, right? All the things you should be collecting. So phone number and email address I should have somewhere. Okay, perfect. I already had the email on the top. The email is required, so that's good. So you can, of course, go through these and see all the things you want to pull out from the Dubsado. And then what normally happens is people go back and they update that list or that form that the person fills out. So I'm going to test and continue. They always ask you to do a test. See, it says a subscriber was sent to MailChimp just now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into my MailChimp and see if that client came over. And voila, the person is in my MailChimp. First name, last name, phone number, and email is what I collected. And the other stuff I will fill in manually. But of course, I can ask my customer for that information as well. Hope that was helpful. Once I turn on the Zap, it will just automatically do that moving forward. When there's an issue with your Zap, they will email you and tell you that there was an issue. And you can even see how many times it's done it. So it's a really cool tool. I use it for a lot of stuff. You could even tell it to send an email to a specific person. Say, example, you're working with your EA, your executive assistant, you want to say, okay, every time I have a new project, email my EA something. Just for an example, you could tell it to do that. You can always add another step right here. See the plus sign? You can add as many steps as you want, but of course, you have to start paying for that. So I'm going to actually turn on that Zap because I want it to work moving forward. And that's it.